Hi guys. I know it's been a while since my last update. I said I would, probably wait about a month or so before I gave an update because I had so much of the same thing going on that I didn't want to keep repeating myself over and over again. So after my last video that I posted, I told you guys that I was taking Lyrica and things were going pretty good. The Lyrica was doing a lot of good for me. But since that video, I had some major adverse reactions to the Lyrica, major side effects. It almost killed me. It sent me to the hospital. I ended up being admitted to the hospital, and I spent 2 days going through a detox to get the Lyrica out of my system. The Something to look out for when you take that Lyrica, if your doctor ever puts you on it. For me, I was on it for 15 and a half days, and um, it was a Friday afternoon, 4:30 in the afternoon. I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. I was so tired. I was experiencing a lot of issues where people thought I was drunk. I was slurring every other word that was coming out of my mouth. My family said I'd become very violent towards them, not physically, but just abusive, just yelling and screaming at everyone. I don't remember any of it. It gives you a short-term memory. In fact, my wife said that we got into a fight and I jumped out of a car. Don't even remember that. But the the Friday that just before Easter, I guess Good Friday, I went to bed about 4:30 because I was so tired. The medication had made my whole body hurt. It made me extremely sleepy, incoherent. Nobody understood what I was saying. It was almost like I was having a stroke. And I didn't wake up till 4:30 Saturday morning. And when I woke up, I didn't know who I was or where I was at. I was so confused, and then the next minute, my brain just felt like it was processing every single equation known to man, and I felt like I knew the answers to the cosmos, and it had me so dizzy that it was starting to make me nauseous, and so I got up to go to the bathroom, and then ended up just sitting down in the bathroom on the toilet, and started shaking so bad, like I was freezing to death. I had gotten into the shower to try and warm up and lost all track of time. Didn't even know how I ended up in the shower or what I was doing in there. And apparently, what was going on? It was messing with the thermal regulator basically in your brain, and so it had me feeling like I was freezing to death one minute, and then the next, my fever would go so high that I would just sweat, just uncontrollable sweat, just pouring off my body. I had gone back to bed when that happened, and I woke up and the bed was just completely soaked. Didn't know what had happened. It was like somebody had dumped a 5-gallon bucket of water in the bed. The Lyrica had also caused me to gain a tremendous amount of weight. I had gone from weighing 252 pounds to weighing 276 pounds within 15 days. And so Saturday morning, when I finally got up for the last time, I had actually weighed myself the day before because my wife are trying to lose weight. I had just happened to weigh myself that Friday morning before everything went crazy, and I was at 200 and what was it, 68 pounds, I believe, 266, 68 pounds, and on Saturday morning when I woke up for the last time before going to the hospital, I was back down to 252 pounds. I had lost over 12 pounds of water weight overnight with the extreme sweating that I had going on. Like I said, I was rushed to the hospital, and the doctors evaluated me for about 9 hours. They ran just about every test known to man on me, and everything from using ultrasound scanners on my neck and arteries and everything, to CT scans on my brain. They thought that I was having mini strokes, and then because my whole body hurt, all my joints hurt, all my muscles hurt, they thought that maybe I had meningitis. So they did a lumbar puncture in the exact same spot where I just had my surgery done. And the doctor that was trying to perform that procedure ended up hitting the nerve in my back. And for any of you guys that have gone through the type of procedures that you typically go through when you're trying to get back treatments, a lot of needles get poked into you in your back. And if you've ever had one of those epidurals or anything like that where they hit the nerve in your back, there's no feeling like having your nervous system short-circuited. It's very painful. So I hurt for like 2 hours at least from where that doctor hit that nerve in my back. I had a total of 3 doctors that were evaluating me during my stay in the ER, and it was the 3rd doctor that came in after they had run just about every type of blood-borne disease test, the lumbar puncture. Another doctor ended up using I guess they call it a fluoroscope, x-ray machine to guide the needle in so they could do the lumbar puncture to test for meningitis. He was successful with that. That came back negative. All my blood work came back negative. And the 3rd doctor came in and he said, Mr. Ellington, he said, it says here in your notes that you're taking Lyrica. And I said, yes. He said, well, how long have you been on that? And you guys remember me telling you that I had to go back to the emergency room just a few days after I'd had my surgery due to a blood clot. Oh, and an update on that also. I found out from my doctor's assistant, basically, at his practice. Dr. Chris Gravitt is his name. He said that it wasn't a blood clot, it was a hematoma that had happened in my back, and I was being told that it was a blood clot. So he said that it was a hematoma that had formed down in the surgery, where they did the surgery, and that massive hematoma was pushing on the nerve again, whereas I thought it was a blood clot. They said that hematoma was over an inch. It was a big knot in there pushing on the nerves. So, but back to what I was saying though, I told the doctor that the last time that I had come into the hospital because of the blood clot / hematoma, they said that they were going to change my medication because I had raised hell with the doctor about not having any relief of the nerve pain with the gabapentin that I had been taking. I was taking 2,700 milligrams of gabapentin, or Neurontin as some people call it. Excuse me. And so they said that they were going to put me on the Lyrica. And so my doctor started me off at with 600 milligrams of Lyrica. And I didn't know that was a lot. I was taking 300 milligrams in the morning and 300 milligrams at night. And I mean, that stuff was amazing. I was taking it, and immediately it started to turn the nerve pain in my leg all the way down. I mean, I was like 11 off the chart, it was hurting, and it turned it down to like a 2. And it was something that was, very easy to deal with. The burning, tingling, numbness, aching pain that I was having in my leg, even after the surgery, it was very tolerable. So I praised it. As I told you guys, it felt wonderful. But like I said, after 15 days of that stuff, it messed me up pretty bad. So when I told the doctor that I was taking 600 milligrams, he about hit the floor. He was like, unbelievable. He couldn't believe that my doctor had put me on 600 milligrams of Lyrica right out the gate, you know. And he said, you start people off at a lower dosage of this and then work your way up. Jumping straight into 600 milligrams of Lyrica is dangerous. Like I said, it almost killed me. So I went back to see my doctor and told him what was going on and how I had to be rushed back to the hospital, and ended up being admitted for 2 days to detox from that. And he agreed that I shouldn't take the Lyrica at all anymore. They didn't even want to put me on a lower dosage. So at this point now, gabapentin / Neurontin has no effect on me. Lyrica tried to kill me. And so there's not too many other type of medications that are readily available on the market that are considered, you know, good nerve pain medication, such as the gabapentin and Lyrica. Now there's old time medications, and there's another one called Cymbalta. They haven't put me on the Cymbalta because they said that it has a tendency of having a lot of side effects. You have to be really monitored with it. It can cause all kind of problems. So after having the run in with the Lyrica, that's not something I really wanted to try out. So I asked them for something else, and they said the only other medication that they had was called Pamelor. So they put me on the Pamelor, and they started me off at 25 milligrams. And then we moved up to 50 milligrams, and now I'm at 75 milligrams. And since my last update to you guys, and you know, being rushed to the hospital with that reaction to the Lyrica, I've been taking this Pamelor, and I've had no change in relief with the Pamelor in my system. So the only thing with the Pamelor is it just, like you'll see me doing this a lot, gives you severe dry mouth. So I've told the doctor that I think I want to stop the Pamelor. I don't want to take a medication kind of like the gabapentin. I was taking that medication for months, and it wasn't doing anything for me. So I don't want to pump my body full of a medication that's just not going to have any effect on me and just end up, you know, damaging my liver or eating a hole in my stomach. So I think at this point, I'm probably just going to chalk it up as I'm just going to deal with this nerve pain for the rest of my life, or until hopefully one day it starts to clear up some or get better over time. The only other thing that I have right now that I take, they give me the gosh, I can't even think of the name of these medications I take. I take so many different types of medications now. Robaxin and Nambutone. I think is how it's pronounced. And then for pain, it's Tramadol 50. I take 2 Tramadol 50s, and I get no relief from that stuff. So I just deal with it. That's pretty much where I'm at. But like I said, with all the different changes that I've gone through, and going back to the hospital and dealing with all this stuff, with no real major improvement, other than I don't have the shooting nerve pain like I've had before. And if you guys are thinking about having the microdiscectomy on your back to remove the herniation off of the nerve, it works. I had the procedure. It stopped the shooting nerve pain, where when you're trying to walk, you know, just to go from point A to point B, and you pinch that nerve just right, and it feels like you're being struck by the thunder god himself, you know, or somebody sticking a live wire up your butt. Yeah, it'll straighten you out real quick when you pinch that nerve. I don't have that type of pain anymore. What I do have right now is, and what's concerning to me, and that's another reason for the delay on the update for you guys, is that I was hoping to receive, complete relief with this surgery, that I wasn't going to have any more back pains or anything. But with the permanent nerve damage in my right leg, I still have that intense burning, tingling, numbness feeling from my waist all the way down to my foot, my two middle toes. It's almost like I still have the hernia on the nerves, but without the jolting, pinching of the nerve shock that you get. So I still have the symptoms of the burning, tingling and stuff, and the doctor said that's most likely permanent and it may never go away. But I was talking with another one of you guys here. I forget the lady's name that I was speaking with. Comment here on YouTube. She asked me about how I was doing and that I should, give an update for you guys. And I was telling her that since the surgery, I had all the pain, burning, tingling, numbness sensations in my right leg, but I didn't have any problems with my left leg. But when I woke up from surgery, I noticed these little round bruises that were all down my legs, on the left and right. And I asked the doctor about it. I'm like, oh, what the hell are these little, bruise spots? And he said that they use a company, and I was trying to remember the name of the company that they use. It's kind of like how an anesthesiologist monitors you during the surgery. They don't work for the doctor or anything like that. They are just there to, make sure that you stay under and that you're, prepped for the surgery. This other company does pretty much kind of like the same thing, except they monitor your nervous system. So in my left leg, I now have this burning, tingling, numbness sensation that I have in my in my right leg, but it stops at the knee in my left leg. And I was asking him, I was like, man, what happened? I was like, did they poke me something, or did you do something in my back? And, I can't get a straight answer from the doctor. Sure as hell he's not going to tell me that, oh, yeah, I screwed up something in your back, But I would like to see that report from that company that monitored the procedure, because obviously something has happened. And this young lady that I was speaking to through the comments section here on my videos, she said that she had the exact same surgery. They did her right side, and now she has the same pain, tingling, numbness sensation in her left leg. And I was just wondering if any of you guys have had that same problem. Please leave me a comment. Contact me, and just let me know what you guys are going through, because this is unusual. I don't know why I'm having this. I've had them tell me everything that because my body's been out of whack, I support myself, how you tend to carry yourself a certain way when you have back problems. That because I carried myself like that for so long, it's taking a while for the muscles to get back into the swing of things, and because I've overcompensated, the muscles are causing these pains. I don't know, but I have the exact type of, like I said, pain, burning, numbness sensation that I have in my right leg, but it's just in my thigh, and it stops at the knee in my left leg. And the other problem that I'm having still is I still have a burning, stabbing pain in my back on the right side, and sometimes on the left side at the side of where the surgery was done. So again, if you guys are having that kind of problem or have experienced that, and you've been dealing with your recovery a lot longer than I have, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys are going through, because I would like to get some feedback on that also. Some things to ask my doctor about. But today is July 9th. if you guys remember, I said I had my accident on July 7th of last year. So it's been a year and 2 days now since my accident, and I'm still dealing with this. So and I had my surgery on March 20th of this year. So it hasn't been very long since my surgery, but just giving these updates to you guys, what I'm going through, what I've experienced with the medications, what type of pains I'm still feeling, and stuff. Get a conversation going between us. Maybe you can give me some feedback if you've had this type of surgery. But and if you're thinking about having the surgery, these are some of the things to kind of look out for. But like I said, the actual pinching of the nerve, that pain, that pain, that sucks bad. But that pain has gone. So the type of pain that I'm having now, it's tolerable now. It still sucks, and I try to go for walks, and I can't walk as far as I used to anymore because both of my legs start burning. My right foot will just hurt so bad it'll feel like I don't even know how to explain a very intense burning, aching pain in the bottom of my foot and in my right thigh. And because it hurts so bad, I start limping on my foot and I start carrying all my weight on my left. To give you an example, I live just outside of Atlanta in Carrollton, Georgia. And my father-in-law came down to spend a week with us during my son's birthday. And he wanted to go to Stone Mountain. And so Stone Mountain, we didn't walk up the mountain or anything. Hell no, that's not going to happen. But we did walk all around the park. And because I was out walking around all day, my foot began to hurt really, really bad. And so I was putting more weight on my left foot. After that trip to the park for 2 days straight, the knuckle and the big toe of my left foot swelled up so bad. It was almost like having gout. I don't know if you've ever felt that type of pain, but my knuckle swelled up so big in my foot that it was painful to just walk, period. So trying to get back to that kind of normal life is still a problem for me. I can't do a lot of the walking that I used to do. I used to walk anywhere between 5 to 9.5 miles, a week, just every other day or so. I would just go out and I would walk what we call the green belt that goes around our town. Nice paved walking path we have, and I'd put in a lot of miles, and it wasn't a problem for me. But now it is. It's still a problem for me, and I'd like to get back to being normal again. But if it, like I said, if this is permanent, if this is just going to be the way it is for the rest of my life, then I just have to cut back on some of the things that I do and watch out for. But I know this video is getting really long. But I did want to give you guys an update, and I apologize for taking so long to get back to you guys on this. I just had so many ups and downs and issues with what was going on. I've been doing the physical therapy. I had to stop doing the physical therapy for a little while because I was having the returned pains in my back, and they got concerned about it. So they sent me back to the doctor, and they said that no lifting over 20 pounds, no continuous lifting of more than 10 pounds, no squatting, no bending, no crawling. I used to drive a truck. They don't want me driving a truck or anything, and so pretty much I'm just restricted to the everyday basics, man. It's been going on for a long time, and I'm just bored with it. I'm ready to get back to my old normal life and ready to move on. But that's my update. Again, sorry it took so long to get back to you guys. Some of the things to look out for, the medication reactions and stuff, and the continued pains that I've had. So I do have another upcoming visit with the doctor in about another 3 weeks. My attorney wanting to settle with workers' comp and wanting to settle with the company that hit me, the other truck driver that ran the red light. So wanting to get another MRI done on the back. So once I get that MRI back, if for some reason they've missed something which has been causing some of my problems, or the surgery didn't take well, I'll give you guys an update on that. So, but for right now, this is where we're at, and I wouldn't say that my surgery was 100% successful. I'm about a 50-50 at this point. Stopped the majority of the pain, the intense nerve pain, but I'm still having a lot of the little pains that come with back injuries. They're just an everyday nuisance, and you just get sick and tired of them. So until that time, until I get my final MRI review and completely released by the doctor, this will be my last update to you guys until that time. So if this information was useful to you, just let me know. And again, if you guys have going through some of the same things I'm going through, again, give me that kind of feedback, because I would really like to know if other people are experiencing the same type of problems that I'm having. All right, I'll talk with you guys later. All right, thank you.